I need to find one of those windows. But I would try to find homes that had like privacy fences or a lot of shrubbery and things like that, something that could hide me. So if I found all that, I would go to the backyard, and I would find a window. I would tap them a lot at first to see, like, some windows you could feel me and were like solid, thick windows. And some windows were just, you could tell they were flimsy. Like, you'd knock on them and they, would wiggle and stuff. It was really weird, or like shake.
Yeah.
So, I kind of try to feel which window and just, remember, hey, like, do not separate the magnets. So when I would find the window, I would knock some more. At this point, I'm still going around and I'm knocking on all these windows, like in the backyard, sliding glass door and everything, because I want to make sure, like, okay, maybe you were in the shower. Maybe you had headphones on. Maybe you just didn't hear me ringing the front doorbell. So I want to like knock some more, but now I have to have a different story, because if I'm in your backyard knocking for Willie and Rufus, that's just creep as hell. Why? This employee is way too determined to get these dogs, and it's weird.
Right.
So I can't be in your backyard looking for the dogs. Like, that's crazy. So at this point, I would say to them, hey, my friend, my coworker, whomever, Samantha, she asked me to come check on her mom, Miss Martha, because Miss Martha's not answering the phone and she's really worried about her. And she didn't have a break, but I did. So I'm just here to check on Miss Martha. That's why I'm knocking like a crazy person. Miss Martha, Miss Martha,
Right.
And I'm saying this as I'm in the backyard, like, Miss Martha. And so, and I did run into people sometimes, and they would be like, oh, you have the wrong house. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Miss Martha, we got to find Miss Martha. You know what I mean? Like, we got to find Miss Martha. So, and nobody's going to be upset or offended if you came looking for a dog and you were at the wrong house, or you came to do a welfare check on an elderly person and you had the wrong house.
Right. It's
not going to offend people, and it's not going to raise suspicion. So, I was good to go. So, but if all that goes well, then I will go ahead and I will, get in. I'll break glass or suck glass out. I'll go in and I will always try to target the master bedroom or an office. When I got in, I, luckily was in the master bedroom, and I started going through the drawers. And as I started going through the drawers, I started putting things in my purse, and I ended up running across a gun. The difference between a burglary and an armed burglary is a difference between a first-degree felony and a second-degree felony, and a difference between life and like 10 years. So anyways, that's even if I take the gun out of the house with me and it's not mine. So I don't have to necessarily bring it. So I didn't want to touch it. I put it in the corner. But as I noticed that as I was like putting things in my purse, there was a lot going on in my purse. There was something really just going on with it. And I wanted that out of the way. So I looked down and it was my paperwork, my probation paperwork. So I took it out of my purse and I put it on the desk or on the dresser. And I was like, okay, I'll get you in a minute when I'm done. So I keep going. I keep getting things and I'm like, putting things in my purse. And all of a sudden I hear a man's voice say, hey, what are you doing?